Okay, I want to talk about sparklers and lasers and why knowing the difference between the two can help support you move more fluidly and more freely through decisions, relationships, and just life in general. So, the key focus that I want to talk about is structured flexibility. And what does that have to do with sparklers and lasers? So, generally, we tend to be on a spectrum between sparklers and lasers when it comes to energy expenditure. What do I mean? The sparkler, like me, tends to have a whole lot of energy and tons and tons and tons of ideas, and often just like exploding with potential. Laser folks tend to be able to say, okay, I see all of that. I can choose this way. That's where I want to go. And I'm going to forge ahead and nothing can get in my way. Now, both of those have beautiful benefits. And where structured flexibility comes in is the ability to bring both of them together in a beautiful union that sounds a little bit like a paradox, but it's honestly such a beautiful, practical way to approach bringing more freedom and more flexibility into your life. So, structured flexibility. The structure part of that is the ability to set parameters, right? You can call them rules, regulations, whatever works for you, but it's about saying, here are the boundaries to the playground. I'm not saying that the rest of the world is not wonderful and exciting to explore, but for the purposes of what I'm trying to accomplish right now, these are the boundaries. This is where I will hold my focus consciously, intentionally. So it's not a subtractive, oh, I hate all of this. It's, no, this is what I choose to focus on. The flexibility comes in the second step where it's about, okay, now I have my parameters. How can I be totally free in this space? How can I move fluidly? How can I explore all the different nooks and crannies of this space that I've given myself? And so with that, there are 3 tools, techniques, ideas, whatever you want to call them, that I find are incredibly supportive for bringing more structured flexibility into your life. The first is adaptability intelligence. So it's knowing that we have a choice of how we take in new information. For example, let's say you've got a project and you're moving forward and you've got this goal, and all of a sudden a big piece of unknown or previously unknown information comes in. And it definitely affects how you were planning to move forward. Now, you can either feel that this new piece of information totally derails your project, or you can say, this is what it is. And now, thankfully, I have more information than I did before. So, what do I want to do with this? So it's simply that first impression of how you choose to interact with new pieces of information. And it's that ability to adapt, to say, okay, it's here. Maybe it sucks a little bit, but how can we use this? So, adaptability intelligence. The second is knowing how to consciously turn the dial up on your opposite. So, for example, I'm a sparkler. I have 1,000 ideas and I want to explore all of them at the exact same time. So in this way, when I dial up my laser focus, it's allowing me to say, okay, my FOMO kicks in a little bit. Oh, I'm afraid of missing out. But I can say, okay, I consciously choose to focus in on these 1 or 2 topics. In that way, I don't have to say I never explore those other things again. But right now, I choose to put my focus in. I choose to dial up my laser. A laser might dial up their sparkler. The ability to say, you know what, I feel like I'm a little too rigid. How can I bring more flexibility in? And this is where number 3 comes in. And I find that this is hugely beneficial, is finding a balance accountability partner. So I have some beautiful friends and support network that are lasers. By nature, they just set their direction and they say, yes, I see all of these ideas, but that's where I want to go, so I'm going. And they move. Sitting down with those people and saying, okay, this is the project that I've got, or this is the situation in my relationship that I've got. I'm looking to try and bring some focus because right now I'm all over the place. Can you support me in that? Same thing with a laser sitting down with a sparkler saying, I feel like I'm a little too rigid in the way that I'm thinking about this. Can you help me open my perspective? And so in that way, bringing more structured flexibility into our lives through adaptability intelligence, consciously turning the dial up on our opposites, and having a balanced accountability partner. So I'm curious to know what you think about this. If some of this hits, let me know. If you want to talk more about it, reach out. And yeah, wishing you a beautiful sunny day. Ciao.